from Fifth Third Ice Arena for the CCHL's Kennedy Cup Final on YouTube Live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into tonight's broadcast for this Game 1 of the storied Catholic League tradition. Tonight's chapter features some old faces, a rematch of last year's Instant Classic Series between the Benet Academy Red Wings and the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. Alongside Wes Anderson and Taylor Rammel, I am Max Anderson, and along with our all-star technical crew, we will have all the live game action for you here from Mount Prospect. St. Ignatius enters this final having never won a Kennedy Cup. Meanwhile, Benet is in search of their third straight cup here tonight. For more on how they'll look to three-peat, we're going to send it down to ice level where Wes Anderson is standing by with Benet head coach John Grisbeck. Wes.
Thanks, Max. I'm down here with Coach Grisbeck. Coach, you guys were down 3-0 in your state game against Barrington 2 nights ago. You're able to battle back. What are you looking to carry over from that night?
It's, other than the comeback, we haven't been playing some great hockey, at least in that game. I give the kids credit for coming back. He scored 4 goals, but there wasn't much to take away from that other than getting themselves ready for tonight. I think the kids had looked past that game and thought about this one, so I'm glad we're here.
Coach, it's the second straight year you've met Ignatius in the CCHL finals. Just talk about how hard it is to beat a team 2 years in a row.
Every year's a different year. For this coaching staff, it's the 8th time we've been here. So we're prepped, we're ready. Obviously, we know them very well, and I'm sure they know us. It'll be a good battle. I'm looking forward to it. Last year has nothing other than experience from both teams to add to this series.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Max, Taylor, back up to you guys.
Taylor, the old saying goes, the best thing to do after you have a tough game on the ice is to get back out there as quick as you possibly can. They had a one-day break from a bit of a scare there in the state tournament. They get to come back in this great environment, huge game, Kennedy Cup final, and they get to focus in on this matchup.
Yeah, they sure do, and I know we got to watch it from home a little bit. Surprised at the way they started, but we know how talented this Benet roster is. They made a valiant comeback, pushing it into overtime, 2 quick goals in the first few minutes of the third, then another one shortly thereafter. They came out on top. They've been looking forward to this matchup. I know that we have too. So very excited to bring on number 1 versus number 2 for the Kennedy Cup. Obviously, Benet looking for their 3rd year in a row to hoist this trophy. St. Ignatius in school history has never. So they're looking for their first time after losing to this very same Benet team 1 year ago. And we are excited to bring you the action here at home.
So zeros now up on the clock. Both teams getting set for puck drop here in just a couple of moments. Taylor, you talk about the time of the year we're in, well into the state playoff time. Both these teams will play this weekend. Benet will play Friday night against Glenbrook North. So that's a quick turnaround. St. Ignatius has an extra day. They won't play till Saturday afternoon. But I can tell you one thing, Taylor, all the focus tonight is this game. There is no looking past this Kennedy Cup final.
No, absolutely not. And when you're a Catholic League team, this is the prized pony, right? Regular season champions, what does that mean? Nothing. Do you get to hoist the Kennedy Cup? Do you get to carry that momentum into the state playoffs here? This is an electric atmosphere.
So we're going to step aside, and PA is going to take over for some national anthem and other announcements. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Rematch from last year of the Benet Red Wings and your St. Ignatius Wolfpack. At this time, I ask that everyone please rise, remove hats and helmets for the playing of our national anthem.
An electric atmosphere here at Fifth Third Ice Arena. Along with our CCHL Network crew, we have a sold-out crowd here, packed here in the stands. I'm sure you saw a glimpse of, better part of 200 or 300 students around the glass, being separated by a couple of security guards I would not want to be tonight.
I'm with you. I'll pass on wearing that yellow jacket. No, thank you.
I'm sure everybody's going to get along great, but a fantastic matchup. I think the matchup that everyone expected to see, certainly one we wanted to see between Benet and St. Ignatius. They played twice during the season. They split them 1-1. St. Ignatius finished number 1. Benet finished number 2. These two teams are on a clash. We're destined to meet in this game again as a rematch after that overtime game 2 that Benet pulled out, and then the double overtime game 3 that Benet pulled out last year. So unfinished business on the St. Ignatius side, message to send on the Benet side.
No, for sure, unfinished business is right. They're looking to get their first ever Kennedy Cup in school history. Obviously, Benet going for 3 years in a row. 6 of the top 10 players in the Catholic League are on the ice right now. I mean, talk about talent number 1 versus number 2, and we are pumped.
Taking the opening draw is Raymond Owens and Tommy Budrek, and taken away by St. Ignatius to start. We'll see the way these two teams settle into tonight's game. Both teams like to get up and down the ice. Benet, we talked to John Grisbeck last game. West got this point out of him before third period, even up 3-1. They're go, go, go all the time. There's no sitting back for the Benet Red Wings. They're going to attack from jump. Meanwhile, St. Ignatius, of course, led by their all-state goaltender in Sebastian Wigfield, having an outstanding season. One of those rare goalies that have a C on their chest. Not something you see very often, but Wigfield just goes to show you, Taylor, how important, how much of a rock he's been for this Wolfpack team.
Yeah, no question. And you said it. I mean, it is rare to see a goaltender wear a letter. Wigfield exemplifies exactly what a coaching staff is looking for. All-state, Illinois, and first-team Catholic League selection. So a list of honors for the netminder belonging to St. Ignatius.
Just 41 seconds into the game. It'll be St. Ignatius with an offensive zone draw. Getting his first ice time, Tyler Pan, a really important centerman, second-line centerman for this Wolfpack team. Velarde flanks him, along with Connor Kennedy. The draw won by Benet, and played back out into the neutral zone, turned over there as Schilly drops it in behind the goal line. Back to take it is Miles Mubarak. Now Kennedy with a quick pass on, but Pan turns it over. Here's a chance for Schilly in the slot. Goes around one man, backhanded shot, and a big early save for Wigfield. Now in transition come the Wolfpack. If they hurry, they can have numbers. Velarde skates wide. He'll go behind the goal line. Centering pass, but couldn't get it to the waiting stick of J.P. Kale. And chipped out. Mubarak back to take it for the Wolfpack. Deflected on deep by Jack Reiner. Taken away and up the far boards comes Benet. Rosenthal with the puck. Sharp angle shot off the back of the cage. In behind Peralt. Kicked his stick. On comes Jack Reiner. Karnick drops it deep. Far half boards deflected as his shot went in on net. Trying to play it off the boards. Karnick knocks it down, plays it behind the net. Reef trying to chase it down for Ignatius, but cleanly played out of the zone by the Red Wings. Standing room only here at Fifth Third Ice Arena. Absolutely packed crowd. That's going to be an icing as we'll come back down into the Ignatius end with 14:46 left here in the first period.
So for those of you watching at home, unable to see the numbers on the sweaters of those between the pipes, it is Will Janis for Benet. Solid statistics on the season, 2.2 goals against average, 9.11 save percentage. Opposite him, we've already mentioned him on the broadcast, but Sebastian Wigfield, first team All-State, 1.61 goals against average. Unbelievable, and a 9.16 save percentage. He just one of the best goaltenders in state, if not the best goaltender in state. An absolute rock for St. Ignatius this season.
Luke Brzezinski of Providence ended up winning the CCHL Player of the Year, known as the John Duran Award. the most valuable player, he chalked in at a 1.54 goals allowed average, so not often you have a 1.61 goals allowed average in Wigfield,
and
you're not even the best goalie in the league, supposedly.
Statistically, at least, that's absolutely the case.
I notice I added the caveat of supposedly. I'm not here to, here's a shot from the slot, and just steered wide off the stick of Corbin Klein. We got the chance to see both those netminders. Saw Brzezinski several times for Providence. Of course, this is the fourth or fifth time we've seen Wigfield. Both outstanding goaltenders here in the CCHL. Big pad save on the left. Follow-up shot from Klein. Deflects behind. O'Grady gets it. Centering pass in the slot, eventually cleared out. And Wigfield aggressive out of his net, trying to catch Benet in a change. Here comes Ignatius, but missing the entry pass was Lizette. The other way comes Sperling. And quickly Jimmy Gracie there to erase the angle. Big hit behind, much to the delight of the Benet student section.
Corbin Klein there with 2 shots on net, able to corral his own rebound and put another one on net. He leads this St. Ignatius Wolfpack with postseason goals. He has 4 so far, looking for a 5th tonight.
Up the left wing comes Sperling, trying to go around J.P. Kale, but Kale immediately sends that puck back the other way. Here's Lizette. He'll drop it deep. Ignatius is going for changes, so Bennett's going to be able to handle this puck. Sperling takes it at center ice. He loses it as he enters the zone. Back check from Sperling, turns the puck over, gets it to DiBenedetto. Big pad save. That got on Wigfield quickly. He got that right pad out in time. DiBenedetto, 36 points on the season. Having a fantastic year. Gets a centering pass. Here's to Wilkins. Shot loose in the crease. And finally Wigfield falls on it with 12:35 left here in the first period.
Max, we talked about it, but from the opening faceoff, we got to see 6 of the top 10 players in the Catholic League on the ice at once. DiBenedetto being one of them. One of 4 CCHL All-Stars on the ice tonight. DiBenedetto and Budrek on Benet. Some serious firepower on that roster.
A lot of scoring options out there for Benet and St. Ignatius. Here's a backhanded chance, but Chili couldn't get it off. And cleared by Ignatius. Chipped out into the neutral zone. And on comes Charlie Reef. A shot, big pad save there from Janis. Off the stick of Peralt. And Peralt's going to have to hustle back into his zone. To Wilkins pressuring him. Now playing off the boards. Gets to Reiner. Reiner's going to drop it in deep. Put it right behind the net of Janis. Ends up getting it back himself. Has the puck taken off his stick by Rosenthal. Puck through the neutral zone, taken by Griffin. Immediately, Velarde takes over, back onto the neutral zone. So teams exchanging the puck here through the middle of the ice. Had 1 or 2 high-quality scoring chances aside, but we're scoreless. Just 6 minutes into the game. Gets it back to the point, Bobby Eber. Eber's shot blockered away by Janis into the corner. Back up top, here's a shot deflected just wide of the near post. Trying to go off the back of Janis behind the net. Another shot and a save off the shoulder of Janis. Back the other way comes Zabinski. He gets checked hard. Bobby Eber puts him into the ice. First good body check we've seen here tonight. Aggressive play by Kennedy trying to create a chance. Instead it's Zandis Hoover for Benet. Hoover centering pass, fouled up shot, and into the midsection of Wigfield. He'll freeze that down with 10:49 to go.
It's a great step up there by St. Ignatius' number 9.
Guys, we've seen already, both goalies really locked in. Janis doing a great job with rebound control, steering away as many pucks as he can in the corner, really eliminating those second chance opportunities on the opposite side. Wigfield is tall in his net on top of his crease. They both look very confident, very strong already here with 7 minutes gone in the first.
Whenever we get Wes Anderson on the broadcast, we get a hyper attention to goalies. That's certainly a benefit that we get when he's down with us. And he is literally between the benches tonight. He is our Pierre.
I was going to say, if only he didn't have any hair, he'd be Pierre.
exactly the kind of environment to have someone like West down on ice level, bringing you all the things we couldn't hear up here in the booth. He'll be bringing that all game long. Here's skating wide is Corbin Klein, centering pass from a sharp angle. O'Grady couldn't get it on net. Olagna tries to get it out along the boards, and Klein lets that puck leak out of the zone, so they'll have to touch up, dump it, and Ignatius will get some fresh sweaters on. Errant pass as J.P. Kale will settle the puck. On comes Lizette, centering pass, but taken away by Griffin out of the high danger area. So far, Taylor, no ill signs from that scare in the state tournament. Benet looks just fine here tonight. Here's a shot, and loose rebound right in front of Janis. Side of the net, Lizette. Comes back to Peralt. He'll shoot, knocked down in front by DiBenedetto. Bringing it the other way, would have been offsides if they continued to play it. Another big hit as Jimmy Gracie takes a tumble to the ice. Here's Schilly skating wide, trying to go around Peralt. A shot and swallowed up by Wigfield. Looked a little uncomfortable there, but with 8:57 in the first, we'll keep it there.
Guys, that's a cheeky shot on that Wigfield there. He almost left his post a little early. There was room up top for that puck to go, and he was able to hold his ground just enough to keep that puck out of the net.
Great pickup by you, Wes. We did start to see Wigfield shift his weight just a little bit. It's a great pickup. I think Schilly saw the same thing, tried to take advantage, but Wigfield, big guy in net, well over 6 feet tall. See him in person, those long limbs certainly serves him well in net. Backhanded chance on the other side was Will Karnick, but he couldn't put a shot on net. DeWilkins carries the puck in. Now DiBenedetto enters the zone, and immediately taken away by the Wolfpack. Here's Hoover. He's got DiBenedetto trailing him. He'll skate into the slot. He gets a shot off, but it's deflected wide. Far side, Charlie Reef taking it back. DiBenedetto, backdoor scores! Xandis Hoover buries a wide open net, and it's 1-0 Benet.
That is Hoover's third goal of the playoffs, and it could not come at a better time. Talk about opening up the scoring. Benet on the board at the 8:16 mark. Recipient of a puck lovingly placed on his stick blade right in the wheelhouse, and it's home. 1-0 Benet.
I'm not exactly sure what Joey Junta was doing there. He just left Hoover wide open. He went over to the other side, Taylor. Two defensemen within about a foot of each other around the crease. And Xandis Hoover's not going to score many easier goals than that.
No, you're absolutely right. Joey Junta lost his man there a little bit, and that is not something you see regularly from Joey Junta, the senior defender.
All-state.
All-state. Well, not only all-state, but the Catholic League at most valuable defenseman of the year. Just a mental error there. He lost his man on the back door, made the step up, wasn't able to take the pass away, and that's a goal in the back of his own net. So uncharacteristic of Joey Junta for sure.
So St. Ignatius finds themselves trailing by a goal, but a great stretch pass, pestering the entire way, getting a shot off, but Velarde couldn't put it in the back of the net. Velarde holding now, going around one man, going around two men, backhanded shot off the post. Joey Velarde very nearly had a highlight reel goal. Benet Racing could have had a 2-on-1, but great recovery from J.P. Kale. Tyler Pan slowed down his heat, goes through the middle of the ice. And back is Griffin to take it for Benet. Here's Raymond Owens, his shot blocked away by Janis. Sharp angles deflected behind, backhanded chance. Pops out to the high slot. Here's Peralt. Here's a shot. Not able to handle that was Janis. Waiting right on the doorstep was Corbin Klein. Back to the point, Peralt. Bouncing puck. He'll just have to fire it back down deep. Brendan O'Neill getting a chance. O'Neill with 3 goals here in the playoffs. He had just 1 in the entire regular season.
Talk about scoring when it matters.
We talk about the importance of depth scoring in the playoffs. You need guys to step up. And that's been Brendan O'Neill for the Benet Red Wings. Hoover dips that shoulder. He's an aggressive defenseman for the Red Wings. He's going to get involved in the offensive action often for this Red Wing side. Let's see Hoover again, but into the zone just a touch too soon with 6:18 left here in the first.
Guys, a lot to said about the shift right after giving up a goal. We see Joey Velarde get free there. Great move in on Janis there, but he stays with him on that breakaway and a great blocker save. Keep his team up 1-0, and then right after that, 3 or 4 more saves. There are 10 bells right in front of the slot. Really great rebound control. A lot to be said about Janis's game here in the first period, boys.
Yeah, Wes, we've talked about that, I think, at length here on this network, the importance, especially at this level, for goaltenders to control where their rebounds go. We're seeing a good job. Here's a breakaway chance. A trip on his way to net. Taylor, he looked like he might have been winding up for a shot. Could we have a penalty shot?
No, I don't think so. It looked like he was moving the puck from his backhand. He was covering it with his outside leg, his left leg. It was a left-handed shot, pulling it from his backhand to his forehand, and was taken down. Let's see. Moving it from his backhand to his forehand and was taken down. Yeah, no, not a shooting motion. It's just a tripping call.
Boys, down here, I thought that might have been a penalty shot as well. You have a better vantage point than I do, but I don't know if you saw me put that up. I was thinking that might be one, but
thought I saw that backhand ready to fire a shot, but Taylor says no, and I've learned not to argue with Taylor on such things. So an early, or I should say mid-first period power play chance for St. Ignatius, trailing by a goal. Velarde gets the puck, makes a good pass. Big pack save from Janis. DiBenedetto tried to dig it out of the corner. Instead, it's Velarde. Backhanded Reef. He tried to get it towards the slot. DiBenedetto's going to get it there. He'll fire it down ice with 1:35 left here on the power play. Almost disaster as Fargo was pressuring Wigfield. That puck almost bounced right back at him. Instead, the other way comes Karnick. Karnick will carry below the goal line. He's got a man up at the point. That's who he'll hand it off to. It was Joey Junta trying to get it across ice to Tyler Pan, but it jumps over his stick. Now settling is Schilly. St. Ignatius getting a change here on the power play, and Bennett's able to waste about 10 extra seconds. Junta back to take it for Ignatius, and Benet has 2 forwards high here, pressuring the puck. And again, it'll be Raymond Owens settling it for the Wolfpack.
A lot of movement laterally from blue line to blue line for Ignatius, trying to open up a passing lane on the zone breakout.
Bobby Eber on the trailer. Owens turns and fires, fought into the corner by Janis, and cleared by Benet with 30 to go here on the power play.
Guys, that's a great save by Janis right there. A lot of traffic in front from my vantage point. I don't know how he got a glove on that, but he's able to knock that one down instead to the corner again.
Janis keeping his team on top here early. He's had several nice saves. It's Ignatius out shooting Benet 12-7 early on. Now another good stretch pass. That's the 3rd time, Taylor, we've seen a St. Ignatius player pretty much wide open right at the blue line, almost a breakaway.
Yeah, they seem to be splitting the D. They're holding one high.
Now that will be the end of the power play. We're back to full strength. Bennett's got 5 back on the ice. Comes loose to Budreck, and he'll lead the rush up for the Red Wings. Benedetto will just play it down below into the St. Ignatius end, where it's taken by Raymond Owens.
I believe it's Budreck that has we gave him the first team all hair with the mullet, I think. Am I mistaken, or is that Budreck?
That was Tommy Budreck.
Yeah.
Here's Sapinski, and I've got an extra story on that here in a moment as a goal comes off its post.
Just an elite mullet.
Got a chance to talk to a couple of the parents before the game, and I can tell you that Tommy Budreck appreciated that comment.
Good.
So
good. Well, the honor is ours. I mean, that's just a good-looking head of hair. It's a good-looking flow.
3:19 left here in the first period. I just keep chuckling, Taylor, as I look down to our left. And you've got the Ignatius and Benet student sections literally inches
Yeah,
apart.
they're pressed up against one
with a
another
couple
almost.
of yellow coats. The only thing between them. Not a visual I would often expect to see between two student sections, but
No.
hopefully things stay tame down there. Connor Kennedy carries the puck for Ignatius. He'll skate wide. Shot deflected into the corner by Ethan Heller. Now centering pass pinned against the pad of Janis. Trying to whack it in was Kennedy, and we'll get a whistle.
That's absolutely the right play there for Kennedy, too. I mean, that was a slow whistle. Janis had it wedged between his skate pad and the post, but it was moving. The whistle didn't come, so kudos to Kennedy for giving it a little hack and a whack. You might get, you might draw the ire of a Benet defender, but that's the right move. I mean, he pokes that puck in, and it's a tie game.
Benet stays 1-0 lead here. Able to kill off the game's first penalty were the Red Wings. But a turnover here as Owens wins the puck. He circles, he looks, cross ice, he didn't have anybody backdoor. Keeping it in is Colin Mulcahy. A shot into the glove of Jack Perrault. .228 left here in the first period. Getting a nice look here of the traffic in front as Corbin Klein was looking for a deflection. Again, a couple of really nice clean glove saves here from Janis. He is locked in. No mistakes from him thus far. Here's Junta. Top of the circle, the shot into the chest. And getting a whack in there was Reiner. And giving him a whack right back was Janis.
Trading niceties.
I'm sure there was nothing but
no. Hey,
pleasant
friend.
words exchanged. Face off to come to the left of Janis. Karnick and Budrek, the two captains for these two teams. Budrek's able to win that one. Here's Xandis Hoover. He's looking for a stretch pass, but cut off by Aber. Bobby Eber, he'll drop it down deep. Karnick now through the neutral zone. It's Ignatius leading 15-8 in shot sailor, but in terms of quality chances, high danger area, not many of them for St. Ignatius have been that close to goals. It's been mostly routine for Janis thus far.
I would agree with you. Bennett's doing a nice job of keeping a lot of the work, a lot of the shots to the periphery, right, out to the sides. We've had a breakaway, a really nice save by Janis, but other than that, not a ton of grade A scoring chances. A couple kind of rebounds, high slot, some shot blocks, none right in front, no grade A scoring chances, at least a few of them.
Here's Fargo. He tries to go around Eber, but a good stick check from the alternate captain in red prevents that from getting any further. It was Griffin who was just off the bench, so he wasn't able to keep that puck in. He had to let his teammates clear, but here's a turnover as Fargo below the circle tries to center it. Off the skate of Eber, goes to the opposite corner. Sapinski pries it free, and again, Eber at the end of a long shift. He's been out there for the better part of a minute and a half for the Wolfpack. We're under a minute to go here in the first period. Good pass off the boards to Tyler Pan. Pan stops, he drops. Trying to get past one man was Velarde, but a good stick check. Here's Fargo. Miles Mubarak cut his angle off. Tyler Pan was there for the back check. But active stick from DeWilkins is going to continue this offensive zone chance for the Red Wings. 25 to go here in the first. Now played on by O'Grady. He drops it into the corner with 15 to go here. Played high off the boards, kept in at the point by J.P. Kale, but chips out here into the neutral zone. Final 10 seconds of the period. Owens fires that in, 2 seconds. That will be the end of one here from Fifth Third Ice Arena in Game 1 of the Kennedy Cup Final. It's Benet, the road team, with a 1-0 lead.
You talked about it. I mean, obviously a little bit of a discrepancy in the shots against, but the game has had a pretty even feel to it. Both teams, some high danger chances, a lot of play out to the periphery. Ignatius doing a nice job of forechecking, stopping some breakouts. Benet can be lethal with their speed on the outside when they're exiting their own zone. Conversely, Benet clogging in the neutral zone, doing a nice job. An even game so far.
So we'll take a quick timeout, catch our breath, come back with second period action in just a moment right here on your home for the Kennedy Cup Final, the CCHL Network on YouTube Live. Welcome back live here to Fifth Third Ice Arena for Game 1 of the Kennedy Cup Final. It was the Benet Red Wings taking a 1-0 lead over the St. Ignatius Wolfpack team, who are in search of their first ever Kennedy Cup championship. Meanwhile, Benet looking to make it 3 straight here in the Catholic League and continue a run of hockey under John Grisbeck that's seen a lot of success for this Benet team out of the Catholic League. Teams switch ends of the ice. Sebastian Wigfield now to our right, Will Janis to our left. Janis had a sparkling first period. Talked several times about his rebound control and most times lack thereof. He was swallowing up pucks, not giving any second chances to the waiting Wolfpack around the net. Now bouncing around just to the side of the net. Ignatius looking to find that game-tying goal. Behind the goal is Corbin Klein. No, Grady gets pinned against the boards by Zandis Hoover, and Maselli able to chip it out. Tommy Budrek plays around one defender, and he'll just drop it in deep at the end of a shift. 4 fresh sweaters on the ice. Hoover, alertly, this far from the bench defenseman, stays right on the waiting Corbin Klein. Now taken away, here's Benet. They hurry, they can have a 2-on-1. Skating left and an easy glove save from Sebastian Wigfield. And should note, Taylor, that first goal in the period certainly had nothing to do with Sebastian Wigfield. A little bit of a defensive breakdown for St. Ignatius is what led to that first goal.
No, a rare miscue by Joey Junta, the CCHL, most valuable defender. I mean, he's been lights out all season. Just a small miscue. He lost his man on the back door. Led to Benet being up 1-0. 5 senior defensemen, 5 of 6 defensemen on that.
Here's a turnover and a shot steered aside.
5 senior defensemen on that St. Ignatius Wolfpack decor. I mean, talk about experience on the back end, some leadership, guys who've seen a lot of minutes, logged a lot of games, penalty kills, power plays. Set to lose a lot. I'm sure they'd love to go out with a win here and hoisting the Kennedy Cup.
Another cup in about 2.5 weeks, I'm sure they'd love to hoist as well. Here's a good pass from O'Neill to Wilkins, and fought off by Wigfield. The shot deflected on its way to net. O'Neill backhands it. Field makes sure that doesn't get too close to his goal crease. Back the other way comes St. Ignatius. Wide with it is Kennedy. His shot deflected high. Velarde to follow. Now Kennedy below the goal, leaves for Tyler Pan. Pan can't control the puck side of the net. DiBenedetto near side half wall. He'll chip it out. That ends up being a stretch pass just past the stick of DeWilkins. Miles Mubarak Back to play. Centering pass. Benedetto was wide open the slot. If it wasn't for the sprawling block from Jack Peralt, could have been 2-0 Benet. Now Peralt the other way. Goes rink wide to Reiner. Reiner and Peralt exchange the puck a couple of times. Mubarak waiting for it instead of shot. Looking again for a deflection from Charlie Reif. Didn't get one and easily gloved by Janis. .59 left here in the second period. Face off cleanly won by Ignatius. That shot on goal from Colin Mulcahy. Got a deflection, but it wasn't on net.
It's a smart shot there by another one of the senior defenders, Connor Mulcahy. Traffic in front. Throw the puck on there. See if you can generate something.
Here's Griffin with some speed. He skates wide around Jack Peralt. Good stick check from Peralt as he initially got beat on that play, Taylor, but was able to recover on a good stick check. Looking for a stretch pass, but Griffin easily stepped in the way of that. Wigfield settles it behind the net. Here's O'Grady. He turns the puck over through the middle of the ice. Here's Rosenthal. They've got a 3-on-2. Tries to turn and fire, but he whiffed. Get the sense, Taylor, that maybe Ignatius is starting to get a little bit impatient. This stretch pass misses the stick.
You say that and they ice the puck.
But that's over the last couple of minutes. They are looking for those stretch passes.
Please refrain from banging on the glass. Please refrain from banging on the glass. I don't want to have to remove anyone. Thank you.
Yeah,
maybe some of the student section's getting a little unruly on the glass. Last I checked, this was glass on an ice rink that's meant to be battered and hit with sticks. And
well, you know, sparkling new facility we're here with the Fifth Third Ice Arena, home of the Chicago Blackhawks, and I want to keep it that way. I understand, but I'll tell you, Taylor, if we get a big goal, I don't think they're going to be able to refrain from banging on the glass.
No, and then it becomes a matter of, are you going to throw out 150 high school kids?
They're not going to do that. Here's a centering pass. Janis again deflects that well wide of his net. Budrek the other way, loses an edge as he exits the zone. Taken over by Reif. Reif's shot gets deflected up into the high glass. A deflection from the shot of Junta by Karnick. But nothing on net. Maselli drops that puck in deep. And Bennett's going to get some fresh legs on the ice. And Ignatius going to be able to settle behind their own goal. Hard pass off the boards and wasn't able to be handled cleanly by Reif. Instead, Lizette has to come back in support with 12:04 left here in the second.
Both teams struggling from the back end to break out. I mean, we've seen a few icings, a couple deflections. That's waved off there. But the defenseman trying to force some plays that may not be there. Some stretch passes that just are off the tape.
Well, at the last second, icing wave there to the benefit of the Red Wings. O'Neill's able to stop the puck in the corner off Joey Junta. And here's J.P. Kale. Good exit pass. Skating with it's Patty McDonough. He gets checked as he puts it deep. Janis wasn't able to handle that behind his goal. Gives Lizette a chance to catch up to it. Well, here's a shot deflected right in front. Just didn't have enough to get through the legs. And some pushing and shoving after. And this Kennedy Cup final is starting to heat up.
Janis, a great save there, too. I mean, that deflection was from a far-out angle, high slot, trickled in. A great save by Janis.
Guys, we've seen a few times the Wolfpack try and fly that third forward high up here near the center line. Sitting here right next to the coach, and I think they're going to make an adjustment to bring that third forward back into the zone on their breakouts. They're getting beat a little too bad, giving a little bit too much room in the neutral zone. So something to look forward here.
See if they make that adjustment. Here's the shot from Peralt. Again, gloved by Janis. Not only is Janis not allowed a goal, Taylor, he's been all but perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, he has not had really one bad rebound, one bad positioning.
I think you described his first period as sparkling. I mean, he was. He's finished the first period with 15 saves, none of which he looked struggling or out of position.
Here's a shot, deflects it again hard into the corner so that it could be Sent out by Benet. Schilly goes all the way down ice. Trying to dig it out, centering pass. Waiting for it there was DiBenedetto. He wasn't able to handle it. Comes to Perrault. He's able to clear it out. Here's Mubarak. He turns it over as he tried to go D to D. Very nearly a breakaway chance for Rosenthal, but Velarde was able to get back and cut off the angle. Here's Velarde. He skates through the middle of the ice. He thought he had a trailer, tried to drop it to him. There was no one there. Instead, dropped it and gave Benet a 3-on-2. Here's Schilly. Great block shot by Junta. And he'll lead the rush off the skate of Velarde. Raymond Owens gets checked, but following him is Velarde. Weak shot from the point. Didn't get much of that. Fargo tries to catch it in transition. He hurries. Could have had an odd man rush, but getting back quickly are the Wolfpack. Centering pass taken there by Owens into the corner. And eventually escorted back out into the neutral zone. Now clearing out some space. Here's Owens up the left wing. He'll stop. He looks at his options. Makes a nice move around one man. Finds a man at the top of the circle, Mubarak, and sticked up into the glass. Hoover and O'Grady to battle. Owens gets it right back. Mubarak wants it at the point. He'll get it. He'll go D to D. Shot from Kale. Missing the net. Klein below the goal line. Owens trying to play it on. He drops it back to Kale. Kale looks. He shoots. Blocked out in front. Never got through. Here comes Caulfield. He'll just drop it in deep. He was the man that blocked that shot.
That's an iffy line change. All 5 white sweaters went off.
Not able to take advantage was Ignatius. Here's Budrek. He's looking in the slot, trying to get a shot off, but a great job tying up the stick on the back check by Will Karnick. We're under 9 minutes to go here in the second period. The lone tally of Benet first period goal by Xandis Hoover.
And that's why 36 in red has a C on his sweater. He's a forward playing the part of a defenseman. He gets back, he hustles to make that defensive play and stops a front door chance. Exactly what you need in your captain.
Now turning it over and heading the other way comes Charlie Reef. He tries to get an outlet pass, trying to get by him is Klein. Big blocker save. Perrault lets that puck go. Here's a shot. That one deflected just wide of the net. And this puck launched into the Ignatius end. It'll be an icing with 8:08 left here in the second. We'll come back down into the Benet zone.
Guys, during that intermission, head coach Matt Smith was telling his guys to be a little less individual in the neutral zone, trying to use their feet. We see on that last rush there, the Wolfpack trying to get in behind the defenseman. Could have been an interference called, something I know you guys also seen up there. But they're starting to move their feet a little bit more, starting to generate a little bit more chances here the first half of the second period.
Clean win as Perrault lets a shot go, but again blocked out in front. That theme is developing right now. Benet has blocked a host of shots here in the second period, not letting things get in on Janis as much. Despite that, it's still a 22-13 shot advantage for the Wolfpack. Here's Velarde. He stops, he shoots, and again, secured by Janis.
Little shout out and congratulations to St. Ignatius head coach Matt Smith, the recipient of this year's Chicago Catholic Hockey League's Coach of the Year.
The Bill Palouse Award is named after here in the CCHL. Obviously, the St. Ignatius team first place in the CCHL regular season here in the Kennedy Cup final.
A bevy of awards, too. Coach of the Year, Most Valuable Defenseman of the Year. Sebastian Wakefield, recipient, Illinois All-State, CCHL All-Star, joining his teammates Bobby Eber, Joey Junta, Will Karnick, Paul O'Grady, all of whom are CCHL All-Stars. So just a wonderful season for St. Ignatius this year.
They would love the trio. Part 1 is complete. Part 2 starts tonight. That'd be a Kennedy Cup championship for this Wolfpack team. And, of course, Part 3 will get settled here in the next 2.5 weeks. Here's Junta. He carries the puck in. He's got a man coming up the slot. Loose right in the crease. And eventually falling on it is Janis. So starting to get a few more opportunities in front of the net is St. Ignatius in search of that game-tying goal.
Yeah. Guys, great positional save by Janis there. He's paddled out and saves that puck from crossing the line. It's one of those where you go down almost on your knee expecting that pass to come to the front and hit your body. So another just great positional save by Janis.
And Wes, right as you were making that description, fans at home got to see that replay exactly as you described it. That's why we have our very own Wes Anderson down on ice level. It's a unique perspective of the game. It's our first year here on the CCHL network. We can't thank you all enough. We get all the messages on social media, all the handshakes, all the back pats for the work we do. We really do appreciate that. And for those of you family members listening around the country, we hope you're enjoying this Kennedy Cup final. We've heard about many of you. Here's a turnover. Karnick can't play the puck on, and it'll be cleared by Alagna.
Max, I think you're beginning to say many of you from all around the world. I know we've had some listeners in Cape Town, South Africa, and there's a set of grandparents in Ireland.
Yep, we've had Indonesia. We've, of course, had Canadian viewers. Yep. We're able to check that. We've had Mexican viewers. I'm assuming some people on vacation enjoying the CCHL. Here's a great move around one man by Fargo, and a shot just steered wide.
We've actually asked if we can do next year's broadcasts fully remote, so where we are both in Cabo San Lucas broadcasting. They've declined that.
Wes will still be down on ice level, but me and Taylor will be in Cabo. Here's a chance through the middle of the ice. And cleared. Coming back the other way is Jimmy Gracie. Gracie with a sharp angle shot. Can't put it on the cage. Mubarak to follow.
Now, those of you listening at home who are not happy with the broadcast, Max's cell phone number is 847-616.
Okay, as we shoot in on net, there's a pad save. JP Kale misses his man back at the point. Alex Lizette has to recover for Ignatius. 5:25 in a fast-moving second period here. We're more than halfway through the game. It's still 1-0. With all the firepower on the ice, Taylor, I think we expected a few more goals in this game, but it's been the goaltenders who've been outstanding.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, 6 of the top 10 goal scorers on the ice between these two teams. I'm with you. I was expecting a little bit more offense, but the game has been defense and goaltending so far. I can't hate on a defensive battle.
You talk about having all that firepower on offense, but the goalie's been locked in. Wigfield only has 14 shots against, but he made 3 saves early in that first period to keep this game tied. And on the opposite end, as these shots tally up for the Wolfpack, Janis has looked even more locked in, shot after shot again.
Yeah, Wes, and you talk a little bit about the goaltending too alongside us, right? The St. Ignatius team allowed only 36 goals against all season long. It's the second best in the state. Meanwhile, putting up great offensive numbers. I mean, the disparity there between the two is huge, and this St. Ignatius defense is no joke.
Here's Eberg trying to get a shot in. Backhanded point-blank chance from O'Grady. But again, hugging that post was Janis. Now, Eberg at the blue line very nearly turned the puck over.
Max, the only team with less goals allowed in the state is Providence Catholic. Problem with Providence Catholic is they only scored 54 goals, so half of the offensive output of St. Ignatius this season.
Jack Dugan led that defensive core, and of course Luke Brzezinski was outstanding in net for Providence, and a young Providence team coached by Nick Ichancio. Here's a chance, a backhanded shot. That's the first bad rebound we've seen given up. Ignatius can't take advantage. A big cross check there right as the whistle sounded. I didn't see a referee's arm go up. I know Jack Peralt's talking to one of the referees, asking him where's the penalty. I don't think he's going to get one.
Now, I know, Wes, being a goalie, you loved it when your defenseman moved somebody out of the way from whacking you, right? I think that's the only reason I played the game. That's the only thing I was good at. Don't touch my goalie.
4:07 left here in the second period.
It was a little choppy trying to hear you there, Taylor, but yeah, definitely thought that should have been a penalty on the Wolfpack.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty clear cross check.
Yeah, I'm fine with the no call.
Yeah, we'll play on. We've only had one penalty thus far.
Yeah, one.
Let the boys play.
Exactly right, Wes. Let the boys play.
I'll tell you this. We did a SHL semifinal over on our sister network, the SHL network, last night. Here's a point-blank chance, firing his pan, loose right in front of the crease, still scrambling, and they bury it. It's 1-1. Joey Velarde finds the loose puck, and he ties the game with 3:45 left in the second period.
Velarde has been all over the place offensively tonight. You almost felt one coming for him. He's had a number of great rushes. He hit a crossbar on a backhand shot earlier. He was due one, and he gets one. Backdoor. Slides it home at the 3:45 mark, and we are knotted at ones.
A huge equalizer for the Wolfpack. Taylor, you said it. Folks, we're always set up at center ice. I could start to kind of tell when the ice tilts because I could literally feel my neck start to get a little stiff. I've been looking down at that Benet end of the ice for a good amount of time there. Like you said, Taylor, it felt like a matter of time before St. Ignatius found one with the pressure they were starting to put on that net. Especially in the last 5 or 6 minutes, they were really getting after Janis. Janis made 2 or 3 initial saves there before the puck trickled out to Velarde and he finished it.
No, there were a number of rebounds, and I can't fault Janis for that, right? I mean, he made the first stop, secondary stop, tertiary stop. At some point, you need your defenseman to come in and move somebody out of the way. They didn't, and that's batted home by Velarde, which is his first goal of the playoffs so far.
Taylor, right before that goal, I started to say over on our sister network, the SHL network, we did GBS New Trier game last night where the first penalty of the game wasn't called until 10 minutes left in the third period. I can never remember a game going that long without a penalty. Here tonight, through almost 2 periods, we've only had one. I'll tell you, I much prefer this style of play compared to some of the games we saw during the regular season where it was penalty after penalty after penalty on little things. They're letting them play here tonight, and like you said, let them play.
Yep, I'm with you. You know I already have a short fuse when it comes to officiating staffs from my playing and coaching days.
Taylor's our official network official critic.
That's absolutely right. You know, and I have to give out my Taylor Ramelt Awards, Curtis Sparling and Jack Reiner, respectively, the penalty minutes leaders for both of these teams. Those are my guys.
That is the Taylor Ramelt Award. Here's Fargo. He goes around one man. Coming over to support his Junta. Saw that big collision through the slot. 3 or 4 guys coming from 3 different directions. A couple of guys came up a little bit slow from that. All seemed to be okay at this point. That puck goes up through probably the highest roof of any ice rink we come to here at Fifth Third Ice Arena. So we'll go back down into the Ignatius zone with 2:36 left to go here in the second. Alongside Wes Anderson and Taylor Ramelt, I'm Max Anderson. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight for this Game 1 of the Kennedy Cup Final. Very honored that the league has brought us in for this. It's been fun following the league all season long. We got number 1 versus number 2. And what's a rematch of last year, and here's a 2-on-1 chance, maybe 3-on-1 chance for Ignatius. Shot from Karnick, no rebound, give it up by Janis. Starting to see pretty much after every whistle, we're starting to see some post-whistle pushing and shoving, a couple of big hits. Hope to see that stay just where it is. Doesn't need to get any more than that. Don't need any silly penalties here in this final.
Or injuries. I mean, God forbid.
Face off won by Ignatius. Here's a shot, deflects wide, and then follow-up shot. And Janis, puck ends up in the back of the net, but after the whistle.
That is not going to count.
It was loose. You saw that look on Janis's face that he knew the puck was around him somewhere.
That's your favorite.
That's my favorite.
That's your favorite.
There's nothing funnier to me than the look of a goalie who has absolutely no idea where the puck is. It is one of the most distinctive things, despite being behind all that gear and face mask. Wes, I know you know that feeling well.
It's a statuesque lack of movement, right? Only the head moves, because it could be in your pads.
Exactly.
So the head's moving in every which way like an owl, and the body is absolutely still.
And that 1 to 3 seconds waiting for that whistle. Deflection, just missing the cage. Here's Di Benedetto to clear it out. But that 1 to 3 seconds. A goalie waits till he hears that whistle. It's quite entertaining. We're going to get a penalty off of that.
Wow. Max, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what that penalty is. I think we talked too soon. We're going to get a replay here.
Seeing if Jimmy's
Corbin,
got this
Corbin
one.
Klein headed to the box, and he's asking what you saw, Stripes.
Let's take a look here. Corbin
2-9 in red.
Here's... Oh, they're going to say hit the goaltender, but it looked like Janis was well out of his crease.
Janis was far out of the blue paint. Second of all, it was an incident. I mean, it was an incidental. They bumped each other. There was no shot coming. There wasn't a goal on the play.
I don't like that call at all,
I mean,
Taylor.
that is about as soft as Charmin 2-ply toilet paper, I'll tell you.
Corbin Klein going to spend the last 2 minutes of this period unless Benet finds a power play goal. 1:33 to go in the period, so it'll be a short power play in the third. Should the Wolfpack hold them here? Cheers from St. Ignatius, as a lot of time was able to be wasted there by Reiner, and a glove save by Wigfield.
That battle down low, Reiner and Sperling doing a nice job in their own zone.
1:18 to go. The shots starting to add up for St. Ignatius. A 34-15 advantage in shots on net. Just one yielded aside. That was the story throughout the first 2 rounds for St. Ignatius as well. They have outshot their opponent significantly in every game as this puck rifled into the bench. John Grisbeck and his staff went running out of the way.
West, look out.
And now this is a bit of a development as Tyler Pan, really important member of this St. Ignatius team, is in some considerable pain down on the bench. He's being tended to by the athletic trainer. We'll keep an eye on that. That'd be a significant loss for this Ignatius team. There's Caulfield back at the point. We're under a minute to go in the period. Good cross-ice pass. And Wigfield didn't let that one go off the shot from Schilly from the far face-off dot.
It's a great look there at the point, too. Alanya moving right, sees the back door open, makes a really hard, crisp on-ice pass. Back door. Schilly unable to pull the trigger quick enough, but a great look from the Benet back end.
53.9 left here in the second. Face off one. Trying to wrap it around the boards as Eber, but Caulfield kept it in. Top of the circle, Budrek now below the goal line. Far dot, Budrek, his shot deflects. And the goal comes off its post once again, and we'll get a whistle. 55 to go here on the power play for the Benet Red Wings. Their second power play opportunity of the night.
The Benet staff just tried to make a line change, throwing Di Benedetto on the ice for line matching purposes. With 40 seconds left in their own zone, and the officials told them no. They sent Di Benedetto back, so we'll see if they still want that change.
Now here's Budrek's shot, deflected into the corner by Wigfield. Side circle, cross ice to Lagna, he looks, pad saved by Wigfield, backdoor chance, sliding to his right, falling on the puck is Wigfield.
Guys, Wigfield hasn't had a shot in quite a while. He was looking strong, though. Got Coach Matt Smith right in front of me. Directing some of his players, but he's looked strong on this power play so far. A little bit of traffic in front as Bennett's really trying to manipulate that backdoor play and trying to get a quick one-timer.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Wes, and that was phenomenal lateral movement there from Wigfield. I mean, from the far left post all the way to the far right post, making a great save there.
And it'll be cleared again by Ignatius with 15 remaining in the period. Lagna pressured the entire way by Kale. Now under 10 to go. Benedetto gets it at the blue line. He gets it on to Fargo, but he can't handle it as he entered the zone. Now 2 seconds ago, trying to get a last-second shot is Benet, but the buzzer will sound. After 2 periods, we have a 1-1 game in this game 1 of the Kennedy Cup final, Taylor. And while on the shot board here right now, it's 35-20. It's been a more or less balanced game. Maybe Ignatius a little bit better of the play, but not necessarily the better of the chances.
No, I agree wholeheartedly, and it's been a really exciting second period too. The first one had a few dull moments. Second period, the intensity picked up a little bit. Physicality certainly picked up. We saw some pushing and shoving. Continuous great goaltending, strong defense. This has been a great game so far.
So we're in a quick timeout. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to have Nick Ignatius, head coach of Providence Catholic and the Chicago Catholic Hockey League's league president, on for an interview here in just a couple of moments. So don't go anywhere. We're going to reset, come back in just a moment with that interview. Welcome back to Fifth Third Ice Arena. I'm standing by with Providence head coach Nick Ignatius, league president here in the CCHL. And Nick, we've got a rematch of last year's game so far. We'll start with the coach's perspective. What have you seen down on the ice?
It's been pretty much what we expected. I think you're looking at Bennett's trying to go, and I think Ignatius is a little bit more of a structured team, and we're at that point now where each team's kind of trying to impose their will on each other. So. They've had close games all season. They've split their regular season, so it looks like this is how it's going to be through the series.
For the league, we've got a few teams left in the state playoffs. Obviously, both these two teams, the 1 and 2 seeds. I know St. Rita, I believe, is still in the playoffs as well. Your team, unfortunately, got knocked out a few days ago.
Yep.
As far as the league goes and what you're looking ahead to the state tournament, how do you feel about the strength of the league as we stand today?
I think we're probably not as balanced as some of the other leagues, but our top teams have done well in exhibition games and some tournament games against some of the other teams. So the issue has always been the Kennedy Cup, and we get so focused on it, and sometimes we're not as prepared as a league, or teams in our league, to get into the state tournament. We've tried to wrap it up by the state tournament. Hopefully we'll be wrapped up by there so they can kind of take a break and then kind of refocus on the state tournament.
So you talk about the league as a whole, 11 teams strong. We brought in the CCHL Game of the Week, CCHL Network. Of course, we all want to thank you. This has been incredibly fun for us, getting to know you, getting to know the league. As we move forward, we hope to be back next year. I know we've roughly talked about that as well. Talk about kind of what you're looking to do here with the league over the next couple of years, what the future of the CCHL is, and kind of where we go from here.
Right. I think we want to expand our exposure, and I think we want to get kids to play. I think every school's got some kids that are playing club hockey, and I think you see it in St. Ignatius. They picked up 3 or 4 kids that played club hockey last year, and I think they were here last year. They saw the 3-game series. They saw the overtime. They've seen 58 years of history of this is what it is. packed crowds, big emotion, student section, everything else. So we want to get those kids. We want to get more kids involved in our league, grow our league so, we're a little bit stronger top to bottom year after year after year where we don't hit those cycles. And I think we want to get out to the masses. We want to get out and expand it. And you guys have been great this year. We've added print media this year to kind of get our message out there a little bit more.
Well, we very much appreciate it here. We've got a fantastic game here tonight, 1-1 going into the third period. The last thing we'll do, we'll ask you to put your coach hat on one more time. Let's start with St. Ignatius. What do you think they need to do to find that third period goal to put them ahead?
A little bit more traffic. They're getting those shots, but they're not getting that second chance rebound. So I think you'll probably see a little bit more net front presence, a little bit more drive to the net from them, whether they're getting shots off the boards or getting shots from the point.
Meanwhile, on the Benet side, Will Janis has been fantastic thus far, really keeping them in this game on kind of a lot of the shots on net for them. How do they kind of back St. Ignatius up and get a little bit more action going the other way?
Yeah, it's going to be getting that puck out first. It's going to be that first pass because they're looking to go. So they'll be in the neutral zone after that first pass, and they're going to look to try to get behind those Ignatius defensemen, try to get an odd man break, and if not, certainly try to get those second chance rebounds off of those.
Well, Nick, I really appreciate you coming on the stream. I appreciate all the work you've done with us, allowing us to cover the league. We really appreciate the trust you put in us as a crew to bring on the product, and looking forward to the rest of this series going into next year. And good luck to the league, and we'll be here every step of the way.
Oh yeah, it's been a great partnership. We've loved every minute of it. Great fan response, great family response. Something we're certainly looking forward to moving forward next year.
Well, thank you, Nick. Appreciate you joining me here. That's Nick Ignatius, CCHL League President, joining us here at second period intermission. We'll take another short break. We'll have third period action in just a couple of minutes right here on your home for CCHL hockey on the Kennedy Cup Final, YouTube Live.
Red Wing penalty number 62, Ethan Heller. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 11:01 first period.
Welcome back live to third period action of Game 1 of the Kennedy Cup Final, your championship for the Chicago Catholic Hockey League. It's a 1-1 game between St. Ignatius and the Benet Academy Red Wings, the top-seeded Ignatius team, looking to break that tie here in the third period. And for more on that, we're going to send it down to ice level where Matt Smith is standing by with our very own Wes Anderson. Wes, take it away.
Coach, we talked to you last week how much it meant to play in this game. You guys have 35 shots through 2 periods. To speak on that for me.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get their best effort every time. I mean, they're a tough team to play against in this building, and it's a lot of emotion, a lot of energy, and we've had some great looks, you know, and just got to find a way. We got 17 minutes. I think this is when our competitive depth's going to materialize.
You guys were able to finally pop one on a few second chance opportunities. How are you looking to get to this goal here in the third?
Yeah, we got to work below the dots in their end and, you know, kind of wear them down and just keep taking pucks to the net, make them defend, and make second, third saves. So we're looking forward to it. It's as expected tonight.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Max, back up to you.
Wes, it's very similar to what Nick Achancio talked about. We asked him, what does St. Ignatius need to do in this third period? He said almost word for word what Matt Smith just indicated. They've got to get below the dots. They've got to get in front. They've got to create a little bit more traffic and get a little bit more in the dirty areas. Taylor, they're going to get 15 seconds on the penalty kill to start. A residual penalty from the second period.
Certainly not ideal, but you're absolutely right. I mean, both teams possess a ton of firepower and a ton of talent on the back end, right? So you have to attack below the hash marks, and that's what both teams are going to try to do.
Now off the drop, Janice holds the puck as Keller takes over. Hoover now below the goal line. Here's Rosenthal. Now point blank chance, they score! Ignatius finds the second goal of the game just 29 seconds into the period. It's Joey Velarde. And 2-1, St. Ignatius leads.
Back-to-back goals for Mr. Velarde. And could that have been more clutch? I think not.
You see that caught up with the
2-1,
puck.
unbelievable. Joey Velarde, man, I mean, he's just been hot tonight. He's been in a ton of high danger areas. He's hit a few posts.
Will Janis tried to lurch right at the last second to poke shot that puck. But wasn't able to get it by. Here's Schilly, his shot. Here's Corbin Klein. Here's O'Grady. Can't carry the puck through the neutral zone. This building is buzzing now. The home Wolfpack side take their first lead of the game. 29 seconds into the third period. Now Bennett's chasing, looking for a stretch pass. It was Klein, but wasn't able to get it all the way through. Here's O'Grady. Gives to Bobby Eber. Got a heavy slap shot, that Bobby Eber.
Di Benedetto doing his best impression of a wrecking ball. I think I saw him make 2 or 3 big hits through the neutral zone before he hops off the bench. He's such a fun player to watch. I mean, always a key part of both sides of the play, whether it's offense or defense. For Benet, two-way guy, and he can light up the lamp. I mean, he's one of the top 6 players in state in terms of scoring, but really, really strong in his own zone, too.
Taylor, we've arrived at a really important point in this game. Ignatius has completely taken the emotion in this game, and they just got nice and low. An offensive zone draw with Charlie Reif. This becomes a big moment for Benet to steady the ship as Ignatius is taking a little bit of control of this game. They're able to win that draw, and that would be offsides if played by Ignatius. So Benet doing exactly what I just described. Stemming the flow there a little bit. This pass goes too far, and icing is waved. Not entirely sure why. 15:09 left here in the third period.
It's a Let's Go Wolfpack chant.
Excited fans up here, no doubt about that, as this pass from Velarde. A little bit errant, coming back the other way, Benet, but they were offsides. We saw Tyler Pan and some discomfort down on the bench during that second period. I'm scanning the bench as we speak, trying to see if I can see 21 in red. No, it looks like he's out of the game. You see him in his sling there over outside the glass. Taylor, good catch on your part. So he will be out for the remainder of this game. Hope to see him back soon.
Yeah, tough loss there for Ignatius. Never want to see a young man get hurt, especially at this point in the season, right? State playoffs on the line, league playoffs on the line.
Ignatius in search of their first Kennedy Cup in the 59-year history of this great tradition here in the Catholic League.
If there's any solace to family members at home, usually when you see a hockey injury and it's requiring of a sling, it's going to be a broken collarbone or something of the sort, and there'd be far, far too much pain for him to be here, so he's still in the stadium.
So Eber takes the puck away. Mubarak now with the puck. It's a 2-on-1 for Ignatius. Here looking for a centering pass to Klein. He can't quite handle it through the slot. And it's taken away by Benet. Here's Grisbeck. His shot fought off by Wigfield. A little casually. Some room there. That
was a dangerous shot.
Looked like it might have been knuckling. Now a check from Di Benedetto. Sends the puck into the corner. Mubarak to Raymond Owens. Here's Owens coming the other way. Stuck below the goal line, comes loose to Klein. A shot and a big save by Janis off Joey Junta, who joined the play from his offensive position.
Guys, going back to that last point about Tyler Fan, I spoke with the trainer in between intermission. It looks like it's going to be an AC joint. He'll be out for the remainder of the game.
Face-off draw, tied up, eventually taken away by Benet. It was Velarde who tried to pinch in and keep it in. He wasn't able to. Schilly skates wide at the speed of Defensive Player of the Year in the CCHL. Joey Junta cuts off that angle. Now a big hit as Reef is checked. Here's Kennedy below the goal line. Wagner pins him there, trying to get to Velarde. But DeWilkins brings it back out the other way for Benet. Here's Griffin. Trying to force the puck along the far half boards. Was Corbin Klein eventually able to get it out. Kennedy with some space. Looked like the linesman might have been drafting off him. Never quite seen that. Here's Klein. Gets it back. A shot. Pad save. Another save from Janis. He continues to play well in net despite trailing 2-1. He's keeping his team right in it. Now Peralt. He enters the zone. He's got Karnick wide open through the slot. He didn't see him. Would have been just Karnick and Janis with no one within about 30 feet of him. Here's a stretch pass to Sperling. He's at least able to get a piece of it so it wouldn't be icing. He's going to try to go around one man, but he can't. But that missed the stick of Sperling, Taylor, by about 6 inches.
I was going to say maybe 6 inches. I mean, that was almost slinging on a breakaway.
Xandis Hoover below the goal line. Plays along the far side half boards. And eventually it's going to be Heller. That settles it, but he gives it right back to the Wolfpack. Settling it there's Mulcahy. That pass through the middle of the ice. Mulcahy slams his stick in frustration off that icing. And it'll be an offensive zone draw coming for Benet.
Guys, as the shot total continues to climb for the Wolfpack, Janis down to my left, still looks strong, still kicking those pucks out to the corner, still giving his team a chance. Harris is still 2-1 with 11 minutes left in the third.
Yeah, Wes, you bring up a good point. I mean, 2-1 in shots. That's a tall task for any goalie. Janus certainly up for it, but that's going to start wearing on him. We're getting halfway through the third period here, and he's seeing a ton of action.
Here's Klein with speed as he enters the zone. He's trying to continue that action from a sharp angle. No one on the other end for St. Ignatius to put a shot on net. Now Raymond Owens doing his work as a forward in the back check. Great pass off the boards. Here's Klein. He shoots. And a big save by Janus. He also had O'Grady coming up the slot. Klein opted for the shot. Here's Sapinski. He gets the puck back out into the neutral zone. Joey Junta tried to make a move around Fargo, but he takes it away. Here's Sapinski. And changing it through the neutral zone, eventually settled by Kale. Now Alagna gets it up to Rosenthal. This stretch pass from Owens. Klein trying to catch up to it. He's interfered with. How there wasn't a penalty there, Taylor, I'm not exactly sure, especially after the interference we saw down to our left in the second.
I have to agree with you. That was a blatant missed call.
I mean, it's in the middle of the ice.
Yeah, I mean, both sets of eyeballs were looking right at it. Both of the guys with the orange bands were staring at it.
There's a sharp angle shot fought off by Wigfield. I mean, Taylor, there's letting him play, and then I've talked about this before. There's blatant violations of the rule book. Yeah, that was that.
I just struggle to comprehend how you don't call that, but then call the goaltender interference.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't seem very equitable in that way. Peralt couldn't find the puck, turns it over to Wilkins, but he's quickly met by Reef and cleared by the Wolfpack with 9:24 left here in the third period. Game 1 of the Kennedy Cup final. And this great tradition here in the Chicago Catholic Hockey League. Game 2 will turn south and west of here. Here's a sharp angle shot. Wigfield gives up a rebound right in front, and giving it right back was Patty McDonough.
I mean, Patty McDonough, I get what he's trying to do there. Talk about ill-advised. I mean, there was two white sweaters in the neighborhood, and he put some oomph behind passing that back to his goaltender. That's risky.
8:59 left in the third period. Offensive zone draw coming for Benet. Face off, won by Benet. Fargo, sharp angle shot, gets it to Sperling, they score!
Sperling was the last to react on the ice. He didn't have much of a view of his own goal behind the chaos in front of the net. Sperling, the recipient of a great pass from the far corner. He bangs it home through the 5-hole, and we are knotted at 2.
Curtis Sperling found some space right there in the slot. I don't think that puck ever left the ice, and it just squeaked under the pad of Wigfield.
I mean, he was in perfect positioning, too, right in the slot, unabated, nobody stopping him.
Guys, it looked like the Wolfpack got lulled to sleep on that face-off. Puck's able to slip behind their center, and it's a bang-bang play backdoor into the middle of the slot, and for 2-2 for Benet.
Wes, I was playing back that play in my head as Benet comes here, Sperling. I was playing back that play in my head, Wes. I was trying to figure out what exactly happened. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but you nailed it. Here's Corbin Klein right back. Backhanded chance. He can't get it in on net. No sooner. Here's the response from the Wolfpack. Top of the circle, Mubarak gets deflected into the corner. Yeah, Wes, you nailed it. Lulled him to sleep there. Now Sperling just turns, fires, clears it, gives up an icing to settle his team down in the defensive zone.
Now, it looked like, from being able to watch it from my perspective on the replay, it was Bobby Eber that lost his man in front, right? Sperling in the neighborhood. It was right off the face-off into the corner pass through the slot. Wes, you said bang, bang play. That's absolutely right. Bobby Eber lost his man in front.
Ice Jones was inches away from making that 3-2 on that last rush.
No doubt, and here's looking for another deflection on that puck that hummed along the ice level. Reef was looking to get a deflection, couldn't get it. Now off the boards, Sapinski's going to be able to clear. And back out to settle is Peralt. Here's a touch pass into the offensive zone by Connor Kennedy. Wrapped around the boards, but kept in at the point by Mulcahy. Here's a shot, still loose in the slot. Velarde with the follow-up. It's still loose out in front of Janis. Finally, he's able to reach it, and we get a whistle.
Velarde itching for a hat trick. What a series of saves from Janis. I mean, he's been so technically sound in his own net so far this evening. 41 saves on 43 shots. And a string of, I think there was 3 rebound attempts there. He swallowed it all up.
7:41 left here in the third period. It's a 2-2 game. Live from Fifth Third Ice Arena. Wes Anderson down on ice level. Taylor Ramelt to my left. I'm Max Anderson with the CCHL Network crew here for game 1. Almost turned over. Calling for it, but missing his man. That was Lizette right at the blue line. Hoover plays on to Rosenthal. Eventually comes loose as Caulfield chips it out into the neutral zone. Now, Ryan Grisbeck, the son of Benet head coach John Grisbeck. Just a freshman is Grisbeck. Great future ahead of him. Part of this Benet program that seems to just reload. There doesn't seem to be much rebuilding for the Red Wings over the past decade or so. .6:45 left here in the third period. 2-2. On comes Lizette. He drops the puck in deep. Caulfield plays on to O'Neill. O'Neill will chip that up the board, trying to win away to Sperling. Mubarak chases him down. Wigfield gets hit. Wide open net. What a save! Still an open net and another save. Wow! We don't have a sponsored save of the game. Here's another shot in on net.
Miles Mubarak looking like the goalie of the year.
I was just going to say, that's the save of the year for St. Ignatius.
Oh.
That was in the back of the net, the sprawling, I don't know, was it a groin save almost there from
inside
Mubarak?
thigh. I mean, I'm sure he's not feeling great, but what a selfless play by the senior defender. I mean, unbelievable.
And of course, you wonder, Wigfield took a hit there, is down in on goal. And it's Corbin Klein that wanted to take a chunk out of Janis after Benet the other way took a chunk out of Wigfield with 5:48 left in the third.
Guys, as it's starting to get a little bit more chippy down here, both teams going on the net hard. You see Mubarak make an unbelievable save to keep this game 2-2, and then the opposite end, the Wolfpack going on the net hard, getting more traffic and more bodies towards Janis.
Yeah, that's starting to get some desperation time here. Both sides are really starting to crash the net, looking for that game-winning goal. We're under 6 minutes to go. Here's a shot deflected a couple times. Velarde, point blank, couldn't get a shot off.
Velarde is just in the neighborhood, man. The kid's going to get a hat trick. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, he's just been in the right spot all night.
5:25 to go. Third period. Here's Charlie Reef entering the zone. Reaching with his stick was Velarde to try to disrupt, and Peralt quickly escorts the puck out at his own blue line. There's Peralt with a head of steam leading the rush for the Wolfpack. Good stick check from Schilly. Peralt was coming on quickly. Karnick has the puck deflected off his stick as he tries to enter the zone. Under 5 minutes to go. Now Karnick pinned behind. McDonough there to support, trying to pop it out into the slot. Good stick from Janis. Wouldn't let that puck get through. Karnick stops, turns, shoots, he scores! Will Karnick with a wrist shot from the far face-off dot. And with 4:24 to go in the third, it's 3-2 St. Ignatius.
That's CCHL All-Star Will Karnick. Turns with a quick release. And he beats Janis at the 4:24 mark. A colossal goal for St. Ignatius. Unbelievable.
Karnick just stopped. Most times you see the forward kind of shuttle the puck either up back towards the point or down back below the goal line. Karnick made a beeline off the half boards towards the face-off dot, fired a wrist shot, and he beat Janis.
Right above the blocker. It's a great goal.
3-2 with 4:24 left here in the third. Believe it or not, folks, unless my notes are wrong, which they often are, but I don't believe they are tonight, that might be Will Karnick's first postseason goal of the CCHL playoffs.
I believe you're right on that one. A sparkling regular season, no points yet in the playoffs. Been a huge part of this St. Ignatius team.
Talk about the captain coming up big in the biggest games of the year. Here's a pass across the ice from Klein just past O'Grady.
This Ignatius team's getting contributions from all up and down the lineup throughout the regular season. I mean, only 2 in the top 10 in the CHL for scoring, but they get their goals from a lot of guys all up and down the roster.
Balanced.
Third line, fourth line, right. Very, very balanced, this St. Ignatius roster. They've won 8 straight games coming into tonight. I mean, and they look solid. And there are a number of players on this roster in the double digits in points.
11 guys on the St. Ignatius team in the CCHL with double-digit points. Taylor, we do a lot of this. I don't think I've seen a team with 11 guys with double-digit points.
No, and it's all about the balance, right? I mean, you'll get teams that are top-heavy, guys that have 30, 40, 50 points, and then there's not a lot of depth scoring.
Oh, here's a Lognan almost deflecting it into his own net was Bobby Eber. Instead goes back down the other end. 3:22 to go in the third. 3-2, St. Ignatius leads. Here's Eber, plays off the boards, trying to catch up to it was Reiner. Shot from Karnick, calmly settled by Janis. And Rosenthal back to take it away for the Red Wings. Rosenthal trying to get it up to Sperling. Kept in at the point. Good drop passes. It comes to Hoover. Cross ice, just missing the stick of Fargo. And a save by Wigfield with 2:45 remaining.
Watch for Benet here to do a little bit of line matching and put their star power on the ice a whole lot. I mean, they can score, and they can score in droves. The only team in the Catholic League this season with over 100 goals total, and they had 109, right? I mean, they can score, and they have the All-Stars to show for it. So I'm going to be watching for them to be getting a lot of ice time here over the next 2 minutes and 45 before we get a 6th attacker.
Curtis Sperling, of course, getting that second goal, beating Wigfield at 16 goals in the CCHL season.
And the penalty a minute later.
Taylor's guy. Here's a chance in the slot. Backhanded shot and a big save off the shot from O'Grady. Now chipped up the boards. Di Benedetto trying to escort it out. Instead kept in by Perrault. It'll be Hoover to take it in the corner. Now a chance and a save by Janis. Keeping it in. Now it's J.P. Kale. On the far boards was Schilly trying to get it out. Kale keeps it in again. Can Schilly get it out on the third try? He will. Di Benedetto gets it deep. Keeping an eye to our right with under 2 minutes to go. How much longer Janis stays in the net? Here's Owens. Owens behind the goal to Perrault. He's got a little trouble handling the puck. Now turns it over below the goal line, Di Benedetto. And comes out into the neutral zone, 1:30 to go. Hoover fires the puck to Fargo, trying to catch them in a change. Centering pass to Budreck. We're going to get a penalty. It's going to go against Corbin Klein. And again, I ask the question, Taylor. Was Budreck trying to get a shot off there?
I'll be honest with you, Max. I was watching Janis. It's 1:24. You're down by 1. I was watching to see if he was headed off the ice. I don't know why he's still in net.
Tommy Budreck had the chance in on net. It'll be the captain, Will Karnick, going to the box for a penalty. You're going to get a look at it right here. Oh, man, he was ahead of
tight,
him.
yeah.
He looked like he was going for a shot.
That's tight. I mean, absolutely a penalty. What you're going to watch for here, Janice has to start at least halfway to the bench.
One more look here, Taylor. You see Budreck ahead of him trying to get a shot off.
Almost like a redirect. He was trying to get a redirect in there. I mean, I agree with the penalty. I don't know if I'd have given it a penalty shot there. Nonetheless, this is an offensive zone draw. You're under the 2-minute mark. You load up the box with your stars. Get Hoover back, try to get him the puck, I think. Keep him at the point. The offensive defender for Benet. Otherwise, have your usual star suspects.
Wes, you're down there on the bench with the Benet side. We'll come down to you in just a minute. You can keep paying attention there for just a minute.
I'd like to see Janice halfway at least to the bench, right? The moment you win the draw, then you call him, right? I understand if the coaching staff is hesitant to get him off to start for the sixth attacker. You are already up a man with this penalty. So we'll see what they do.
Wes, down there, I know you were peeking into the Benet huddle. What were you able to gather?
Guys, that timeout was more to get their top line to breathe. They had just been out there. Not a lot really drawn up, but just telling their guys to be aggressive on the puck. The goalie pulled. They got to go everything hard. They're going to try and set up another backdoor play, similar to how they scored their goal earlier on the power play.
Maybe a little gamesmanship by Grisbeck there as he sent Janice out to the net for just a moment and then called him right back to the bench.
It's the right choice. We just saw them be conservative a minute ago, so I didn't know if they would do that without the draw.
And a bad bounce off the boards. Here comes Kale. He shoots. He scores! The empty netter with 1:16 to go in the third. It's 4-2 St. Ignatius.
And that's tough. That's the only thing wrong with pulling him for the face-off. If you don't win it, it can be doomed. I can't fault the Benet coaching staff, right? You were already up a man on the penalty. Get that sixth attacker. You just have to win that draw. That's a tough, tough break if you're a Benet faithful.
It took a weird bounce there off the boards, leading to that rush. And St. Ignatius, who fell behind 1-0, came back and tied it, took a lead. Benet came back and tied them. St. Ignatius took the lead, and they've just put a second goal separating them with 1:08 left here. 1 minute remaining here in the third. Budreck gets the puck back through the slot. He skates wide. They do have 6 attackers now on the ice as Janice back on the bench. Here's Hoover below the goal line. He gets to Lagna. Lagna shoots, just misses the near post. There was some space, a follow-up shot, and not able to bury it. 36 seconds to go. Kept in by Hoover. Hoover fires towards net. It's knocked down in front by Eber. Collected by Fargo. Fargo, not really sure what he was trying to do there. That's cleared and gonna just miss the net. So that's gonna be...
Fargo thought he had Hoover switching with him.
Di Benedetto carries it into the zone. He's looking for space. He'll fire it on Wigfield. Steered into the corner. Fargo centering pass. Couldn't get a shot off. Was Alagna. And cleared by Ignatius. And that will do it. Game 1 will go the way of the Wolfpack. They are now 1 game away from their first Kennedy Cup final.
And what a game, backstopped by Wigfield, the all-star we've seen all season. A wonderful display on defense, coming alive on offense there as the game went on. And they'll run, or skate rather, right over to their student section. At least 150 or so faithful, all dressed in black, a blackout for the students. What an evening here at Fifth Third Ice Arena.
1 game away from their first Kennedy Cup championship are the Wolfpack. They can smell it, they can taste it. They were here a year ago. They didn't finish the job. The message down on the bench was finish the job. They've got 1 more game to try to do just that.
And if we're doing stars, Max, I got to give one the way of Janice. I mean, 50 shots on goal. And I absolutely cannot fault him with any of those. So Janice on Benet should leave the ice with his head held high.
So we're going to send it down to ice level where Wes Anderson standing by with a couple of Ignatius players. First, we're going to talk to Matt Smith. So, Wes, we'll send it down to you.
Thanks, Max. Coach Joey Velarde, your goal leader all year, comes up big again, 2 goals. To speak on what he's meant to the Wolfpack so far this year.
Yeah, he's got explosive speed, kind of shot out of a cannon, and it makes the coach's job look easy sometimes, yeah.
I heard Paul Grady after that 4th goal goes in, he said, not this time. You guys are 1 win away from your first ever. Just tell me how you prepare for game 2.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a couple, 1, maybe 2 state games in between. We're waiting to finalize the schedule. So, just good recovery, a couple good practices. We got to get reset for Saturday night at Bensonville versus Warren. But we'll take this. We were down a goal. We were, a lot of resiliency. Love the pushback, and great that we could get out of that jam there at the end.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
Joey, you got 2 goals, and you guys were it seemed like you weren't going to pop one. Take me through what was going through the locker room in that second period after you guys got your first.
Yeah, I came out real flat. I got that first one, and then I went in that locker room, and I was just real pissed off. Like, I knew we needed those goals there, and I mean, won another battle and need the war.
You guys are 1 win away. I just talked to your coach about this. What's going through your mind now with 1 win away from your first ever CCHL League Championship?
Words can't describe it. I've been looking forward to this since last year. I mean, I saw a lot of my senior buddies crying after the game last year, and that's motivation for me. I got to take this home for them and for my team in there.
Thanks. Go enjoy with the team. Boys, back up to you.
Thanks, Wes, and some great thoughts there from 2-goal scorer on the night, Joey Velarde, adding to his spectacular season here for the Wolfpack, the leading scorer. And Taylor, we talk about it all the time. In championship games, you got to have your stars come out, and boy, did they for St. Ignatius.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Velarde with the 2 goals. And honestly, he had a few chances to get the hat trick tonight. I mean, he was all over the ice. I think we started talking about him from the broadcast booth. Only a few minutes into the first, he had a backhander off the crossbar. So you're absolutely right. I mean, the stars come out when you need them. We heard from Matt Smith there. They do have their state game coming up against a Warren team ranked in the 40s. Yeah, in the 40s, I believe. Since the new year, they've lost to New Trier White 7-2, 6-2. So some tough hockey. However, we just saw Benet get caught up in a race there with Barrington High School. So
yeah, you better believe.
Can't think ahead, right?
You better believe that Benet game, not just to Benet, was a wake-up call, but probably everybody around the league. You've got to, when you're playing teams that know this might be their last game, you've got to bring it every single game.
Yeah, you can't take anything for granted, and you can't get caught flat-footed. You're going to find yourself in trouble. So
that will do it for us here from Fifth Third Ice Arena. I want to thank our great crew tonight. Patrick Loftus on the great camera duty. Of course, Jimmy the Wiz Olsen bringing all the great graphics, replays, sounds, and sights here tonight. Wes Anderson down on ice level. Taylor Ramel to my left. I am Max Anderson. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight for Game 1. We'll have Game 2 for you next week. Tune in right here on your home for the Karnick Cup Finals, YouTube Live.